remember I couldn't breathe anymore. I couldn't see anything anymore. And then I started kind of slowly fading out.
A testament to how strong she was, because a lot of doctors did not think she was going to make it.
My hands and feet both, you know, they were black. They looked like a person who got frostbite. Every day I woke up, thought about my babies, and every time I went into a surgery, my thought was that I have to get back home to my babies. I'm home now. We're making those adaptations as we go, and we're
Adjusting and
being a little family again.
Want me to try it? Guinness World Records is there, everybody's there, former Olympians, former world record holders are all there.
Accident, she's getting prosthetics.
Here to get my legs.
Mandy always loved the great outdoors as much as working as a chef. She had just turned 21 and says she only had a couple drinks at a bar when she walked outside to get some air. That was the last thing she remembers.
I believe I was incapacitated by a date rape drug.
Mandy somehow wandered onto nearby railroad tracks and passed out. A freight train ran over her.
The world went black. I woke up in an ambulance.
Mandy awoke from a medically induced coma to discover that both her legs had been amputated.
I was terrified. I went through a really long period of time wondering what my life was going to be like and how I was going to maneuver, how I was going to live normally, how I was going to ever walk again, if I was ever going to dance, if I was ever going to be loved.
She adapted to getting around in a wheelchair, but her ordeal led to a problem with alcohol, and one drunken episode resulted in jail time.
That judge slapping me and throwing that book at me, it saved my life.
It proved a turning point. Mandy became a viral sensation after climbing the 2,700-step Manitou Incline hiking trail in her hometown of Colorado Springs.
I think the pack is literally as big as you are.
She also trekked 14,000 feet up Pikes Peak twice and made her way to the top of the Statue of Liberty.
I had to kind of lift myself up by the railing.
Yep, she even went skydiving. Now, back to the moment she's been waiting for.
Very lucky to be alive, and I'm even more blessed to have the people in my life that I do.
Stan Patterson of Prosthetics and Orthotics Associates in Orlando, Florida, is outfitting Mandy with new prosthetic legs.
I'm very proud of her. What she's having to deal with and overcome.
Now the big moment.
Feels good.
Mandy is the first bilateral amputee in America to test out these next-generation bionic limbs. It takes some time to get used to. But there's no slowing Mandy down.
You got this, kid.
She celebrates with former pro wrestler Steve Chamberlain, whose charity 50 Legs has taught her that if you fall, pick yourself up and don't look back. A message Mandy is passing forward. For Mandy, it finally means being able to step past that tragic day.
This is a victory for me because this is the first time that I've stood on the tracks that took my legs. My message to other people is don't give up. Tomorrow is another victory.
Mohammed grew up playing football, but when he was only 10 years old, he stepped on a landmine and had to have his right leg amputated. And unfortunately, Mohammed isn't alone.
The Salon Flying Star amputee football team, now all affected amputee played and so did it.
Every member of the Flying Stars has lost limbs as a result of the violence that occurred during the Civil War in Sierra Leone. But the players don't let their injuries stop them from getting into the game.
Because they play game really rough. Them coaches there, they jump. Really rough.
Then they play with 1 foot, 1 leg. My name is Baitawali. I mean the coach for the Flying Star Amputee Football Club.
Off mogul section, and my machine started swapping side to side, and I wasn't able to hang on to it, and it kind of kicked me off to the side.
Mike was in the hospital for weeks, and his left leg was amputated to save his life.
Now what? I mean, I'm a professional athlete. It's kind of the same mentality where, you know, it's an injury, I'll recover from it, and I'll get back at it.
And when he didn't find any solutions, he invented one.
When you get into the action sports and you need the full range of motion, I didn't really see what I wanted. I'm like, well, how about I just build my own leg?
Mike created the Moto Knee and VersaFoot, built with a mountain bike shock absorber, a spring return, and hydraulic support. His invention got him back to the top. He won gold at the X Games and an Invention of the Year award from Popular Science. And now it's helping others.
We work with a lot of military guys. It's a pretty amazing feeling. Something that I've built in my shop is allowing them to go out there and just shred the slopes.
So in love with him, and I approached him one day on the couch, and I said, Zion, I know that I'm not your biological mother, and I asked him if I could get to be his mom. He said, yes, I want you to be my mom. I was like, well, let's do this. Let's do it.
The relationship with my mom is fantastic. She is the greatest woman I know, you know, and she wants what's best for me. She wants what's best for me and my sisters. She never once was gonna give up on me. I mean, I was always a troubled kid during school, so I mean, any little thing would make me mad. I just got in trouble for punching lockers or just back talking to teachers, you know. Well, people would just, they'd make fun of me because I didn't have legs, so they think I couldn't do something, or they'd be talking to me saying I wouldn't do something, and in turn I'd do it and get in trouble. But then after a while, I just got tired of it, so I'd stop reacting and I'd just let them talk, and eventually they started leaving me alone.
You would never know it looking at her photos, but Lexi Bader wasn't always confident or popular.
So I got like super bullied in high school.
It's what drew her to modeling. She wanted to learn about fashion and build herself up along the way.
It helped with that, helped with feeling more confident, standing up to people, not caring what people would think about you.
It also helped her sign with a modeling agency at 16. But months into her budding career, a snowboarding accident shattered her foot. What followed would challenge her resilience and strength.
When my big toe was fused, it was like super painful in the end. So they took out that screw, and after that is when I started showering, and I would be like, why is my leg purple? And then it started getting really painful, and then I was diagnosed with CRPS.
CRPS, or complex regional pain syndrome, a painful and rare nerve disease that often affects an arm or leg following trauma. There is no cure, and at just 22, Lexi faced a gut-wrenching decision.
They told me that I can't get more surgery and that you're gonna probably be in pain for the rest of your life. And there's nothing we can do anymore to like help you suck basically. And I was like, well then, why don't you just cut off my foot if it's not working?
Doctors were hesitant, but in 2019 agreed to amputate her leg from the knee down.
Was there ever a question in your mind?
No.
Finally pain-free, she jumped back into life, relearning to walk, climb, even longboard. But a year into her recovery, the pain returned, this time in her other foot.
Even if my CRPS goes away, I still need more surgery that will cause a plank foot, and I still won't, it doesn't even matter about the CRPS at this point. It's like, if we get rid of the CRPS, I still need more surgery that will not allow me to do anything. So that's how I decided to do my other leg.
Today,
first I unzip my jeans, and then I put my liner on.
The now 23-year-old is rebuilding her life.
And then this pin goes in that hole.
And redefining the modeling world.
For me, it's like I want to do runway and keep modeling because I want to show that everyone's beautiful.
Which brings us to this moment in August. When just 9 months after surgery, she walked in Denver Fashion Week, an accomplishment that borders on the miraculous.
I was wearing the running blades, and I just felt like a cyborg. It was dope, and everyone was cheering, and I was like, yeah, this is sick.
And she's done it all with a very proud boyfriend by her side.
I admire her. I like her a lot, obviously.
An industry that taught her confidence is now learning about inclusion.
People need to see the difference that modeling is now becoming more diverse.
A true trailblazer, teaching girls everywhere what
in the fashion world. On behalf of Denver 7 and American Financing, we want to honor you as a Denver 7 everyday hero.
About to go ride his custom 2-stroke moped. He just got his 125 fixed. That's the bike he got in his accident. I'm gonna holler at y'all when I get over there, so y'all just stay tuned. I don't know, bro. This sound like
this already know. Claps.
Them sevens the fuck up your life. Them sevens the fuck up your life. The trenches be treating me right. I wanna roll it that shine in the light.